unbelievably, I think I'm about to win the inaugural Blencathra Marathon. Only 0.2 miles to go. What could go wrong now? Famous last words. Hi. So today I'm going to show you how I trained in Cambridge, one of the flattest places in the country, to then race a full-on mountain marathon here in the Lake District, which has the most extreme terrain in England. I'll put a lot of chapter headings down there so that you can skip ahead to what you find interesting or do play at high speed or whatever. I'll also put some links in the description to my Strava activities and to details of the race and its results. Enjoy! So I'm back training on the multi-storey car park stairs. This is iteration 39 of 73 steps, so I've already done over 500 metres. And these climbs get my calves and heart something to think about, but it's really when I turn around and do the descents, 2 at a time as well, gives my quads that eccentric exercise which they need to acclimatise to the descents in the mountains. This is Castle Street, Cambridge. So going up to the Castle Inn, nice pub, and I really like the way their sign is pierced so you can see the real sky through it. So whatever the weather is, it shows the truth. We're going to go over this grass bank for extra effort. Hop. And then we get to the Castle Mound. Okay, I'm on iteration 25 of, I don't know, maybe 50, that'd be good, of this Castle Hill climb. So it's maybe about 20 metres total elevation gain, including these 55 steps at the top. Each iteration is about 0.37 miles. I've done just over 10 miles so far, of which all but the first mile and a half will have been going up and down this hill. So yeah, last week I managed 40 times, so if I could do 50 times this time, that would be better. More like 1,000 metres climb and descent, which would be very nice. But we'll see how we go. My legs are still a bit stiff from the car park stairs a few days ago. So I've actually cycled out to Meadow Hill today, which is unusual for me. That's partly to avoid running 4.5 miles each way before I even get to the hill, as I've only got a week to go until the race now, and I want to get the hill mileage in, but not too many miles on the flat as well. And partly to protect the studs on my race shoes to keep them in good nick. So this isn't the longest hill, but it's the only one near Cambridge where I can get into a kind of ballistic descent that I can really feel in my quads. So I'm trying out my Talon 190s today. They're really old, but I only get them out for cross-country races and things, and I'm trying to avoid running on hard surfaces on them, so the stud's still in pretty good shape. But the padding is a little bit thin. I might go for the 212s instead in the race, which is what I chose for the Bob Graham round all those years ago as well. Oh, so I've been up Latrigg, part way down, up again by an even steeper path. It's really got my calves going, got my heart going. I don't have to do too much, it's only 5 days out until the marathon. But hopefully it's just enough to kind of tune my legs up and get them used to the real thing. So it's carb load time, being Friday, before the Sunday's race. But today's the day of a family walk up Scafell Pike, so what a day to get my carbs in. My effort to carb load during the family walk up Scafell Pike continues with some mint cake. It's been a pretty strange day. So it's the night before, and hopefully I've got all my kit together. Talon 212s I went for in the end, bit better padding than the X190s. Got my race vest, which I only got a week or 2 ago, and hopefully I've got all the mandatory items that I'm supposed to have, and just what I think are sensible. So I'm supposed to have the ability to carry 1 litre of liquids. Here I've got 2 500ml floppy bottles, initially with some sports drinking. Not full though. Whistle. And also in the front I've got gloves, my cycling gloves, which are quite windproof. Not actually a mandatory kit, but very sensible. And I've got some gels, 6 goo salted caramel gels. I like those for the sodium content, as I lose some through sweating. Okay, and then round the back, oh no, still round the front, a squashable cup, which I got free from a Go Beyond race for drinks at the drink stations. Waterproof with hood and taped seams as required. That's an Arcatrix one. It's very expensive, but it works nicely. And inside the back pocket, I've got a spare base layer. That's from the Brass Monkey Half Marathon in York. First aid kit, plasters, antiseptic wipes, stuff like that. Head torch. I shouldn't be needing that, but if I stay out much longer than expected. The mandatory kit list asks for the equivalent of 2 flapjacks as emergency rations, but I thought, yeah, to save arguments, so I just take 2 flapjacks. And I've also got my power pack for my phone. Really shouldn't need this, but if I end up in a situation where I need it for map navigation or something, then it would be kind of useful. That's a bit heavy. I've also got waterproof trousers, not mandatory, but kind of recommended. Definitely a good thing if I hurt my ankle or something. And then finally, I've been really agonising between survival bag or a much lighter foil blanket. Survival bag's definitely much better if conditions are really bleak and if I was on my own. But I'm in an organised race where a lot of other people will be passing me and the conditions are supposed to be pretty mild, so I might go with a foil blanket. I'll decide tomorrow. For navigation, I've got 2 watches for tomorrow. 955 Solar is my new preferred option, and it's got the GPX route and all of the checkpoints and summits as waypoints, which took ages to put in. But I did once have an issue with the map not displaying properly on that partway through a run, so just in case, I've also got my old 935, and that has all of the same information also laboriously entered. I'm wearing a cycling top on top, and I like these for running because they've got collars which keep rucksack straps off, so that's not an issue tomorrow. But also pockets for keys and emergency loo paper and stuff like that. Then these Carrymore Lycra shorts which have a pocket on the back big enough for my phone, which is quite small, and a brand new pair of More Miles London socks, which is a great treat. Okay, I've got my GPS tracker and my number. I've passed my kit check with flying colours, so I'm ready to go. Okay, we are just about ready for the off, and we're off! Okay, I'm about 4 miles in. I find myself unexpectedly in 3rd place, but it's very early days yet. So a shout out to Mr. Butt and Mr. Gardoni at Oxford County School for teaching me gate faults. I've gained competitive advantage from doing those to avoid opening gates or going over stiles. And I find myself unexpectedly in 2nd place at just over 6 miles, but I'm sure this won't last. Okay, I'm 9 miles in, just past the first checkpoint. So the guy who was behind me skipped the checkpoint and he's gained 200 metres on me, but I've got a load of water to go over my head and I've eaten some biscuits, so we'll see which strategy is best. Okay, just past 10 miles, oh, an hour and 39 minutes gone. I'm just kind of power walking up the east side of Blencathra. My heart rate is over what it should be for a marathon. Hopefully still reeling in the guy who's 2nd, and there's someone ahead of him. Might be the leader, don't know, might be some randomer. So it goes on. Still only at 440 metres, so I've got about another 500 metres just to get to the top of Blencathra, and there are more peaks after that. Still power walking, getting up past this beautiful tarn. 10.5 miles in. Okay, 11 miles in. This is the summit of Bowscale Fell, and I'm back in 2nd place. Maybe about 700 metres up, something. Okay, it's Blencathra ahead of me. Looking very imposing. I've lost quite a bit of altitude now, down to about 600 metres or something. I can see the leader. He's maybe got half a mile on me, so I don't suppose I'll catch him. Hey, Blencathra summit! Nobody there at the Blencathra checkpoint, so I lost a couple of places having a look for them. Oh well. Because I did my laces up too loosely, so they're bashing the ends of my shoes, and I lost a shoe into fog and had to go back. Oh, what schoolboy error. Oh, hiya. Hiya. You doing DV? Yeah. Good luck. I just through 17 miles. Been through the last checkpoint at Skiddaw House. Just said hello to a DV group, which I did once when I was doing Bob Graham. I think I'm in 4th, but I'm very worried. I've got a sore patch on the ball of my left foot. So, bit of a schoolboy error there for sure. See everyone ahead of me. Thing is, I'm struggling. They're struggling. It's going to be one of those wars of attrition. And that guy with the poles is bloody good descending. So, let's see. So we're just doing this slog up Little Calver. Absolutely burning calves. I keep trading places with the guy behind me. And yeah, it's feeling well tough. About 8.5 miles still to go, but not easy miles. It's the Little Calver summit, Ken. 640 metres elevation. I'm back in 4th. I fear I may lose more places. I've definitely overdone it. It was a brutal climb. Oh, look at this. The last 4 of us, within 100 metres of each other, less than that. Looks like we're out for a Sunday stroll. But we're climbing High Pike next, I think. But I don't fancy my chances against those guys on the descents. This is nuts! Really High Pike after this. I'm still in 4th, but I'm not getting any closer to the others. 5.4 miles to go, and I've regained 3rd place. But I'm pretty jiggered, so I may well not hold it. The lead 2 are like 100 metres ahead of me, but I'm still not getting close to them. This is Pike, sorry. This is Pike. Those are the race leaders, agonisingly close behind them. Oh god. And the weather's closing in as well. Well, this won't last, but for posterity, I'm race leader. But only because the guy leading, who's an amazing descent person, went the wrong way, but I called him back. Amazingly, the other guys are dropping back. 2.5 miles to go. Let's see what happens. In the meantime, something very cheesy I sometimes say to myself, and I haven't said it for a long time. I'm adopting a race lead. Liberty, we have a new call sign. We are Air Force One. I remember you guys earlier with the signs, they were great. Is that the race director? Oh, wow.
I'm finished. Outstanding.
Oh, wow. That's unbelievable.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Oh, bloody hell. That was so close. There were like 4 of us together for ages. And I was dead on my feet. Turns out there were more
What time for me to go to the loo?
yeah.
Come forward.
Oh, wow.
Well done.
Thank
Give
you.
your medal, Olympic gold.
Oh, Blencathra gold, which is worth so much more.
And let me give you this, sir.
Bloody hell, what an amazing trophy.
Congratulations.
Oh, I love it. So, hold up.
Hang on.
It's still going, hopefully. So, guys, this is unbelievable.
Whoop,
All
whoop.
the whippersnappers weren't quite as fit as they thought. Thank you. Cheers. And hopefully this moment requires no explanation. Cheers, everyone. So I wanted to show you the Barton firing range up close today. It's where they filmed Full Metal Jacket, or the target practice anyway, back in 1987. But for obvious reasons, I can't go in there today. The footpath that goes straight across the line of fire is closed for obvious reasons. And something else I wanted to do today was to try out this race vest, which I bought from Decathlon yesterday. So it's got 2 floppy bottles in the front, which aren't terribly full, and there's also a water system which goes to a pouch in the back. In the race I'll have to carry a fair bit of emergency kit, so in total today I'll be carrying a couple of kilos, which won't be far off what I have to carry in the race. Right, I'm home now. I just feel compelled to tell you that the water from this drinking vessel in this new Decathlon vest was absolutely minging. I mean, it tasted like liquefied Bakewell tarts or something of cyanide, so I think it needs a bit of a soak before use.